From Eritrea, now on to Cameroon. For 7 years, the country has been gripped by a civil war, marred by clashes between government forces and armed separatists. Now, while Cameroon does face multiple crises, the Anglophone conflict is the most damaging. Also known as the Ambazonia War, the conflict is in Cameroon's English-speaking northwest and southwest regions. Caught in the middle of the civil war is a singer, Afrosoul star Libianca, who has lived in the United States for most of her life, is from Cameroon's Bamenda. The once thriving city of Bamenda is now the heart of the civil war. In 2022, Libianca gained global recognition with her hit song People. Her social media bio proudly proclaims it is Libianca from Bamenda. But in recent weeks, the singer has been receiving death threats for performing with a Cameroonian flag. Several of her social media posts, too, have pictures of her with a Cameroonian flag during tours. The singer was forced to postpone her North American tour last month due to threats. Libianca received over 50 threats from Cameroonian separatist group, the Umba Boys, who want English-speaking parts of the country, like Bamenda, to become an independent state. For Libianca, waving her country's flag during her live shows was a gesture of reverence for her heritage, but the separatist groups see it as support for the country's President Paul Biya, the 91-year-old who has been in power for 42 years and might seek re-election next year. The Cameroonian president is one of the longest-serving leaders in Africa. Cameroon's Ambazonia War started in 2017. It has killed over 6,000 people and left over 700,000 displaced. But the deep rift goes back all the way to the country's colonial history. After the First World War, the French received a much bigger size of the colony, while the English got smaller regions. In the 1960s, when Cameroon became independent, the Anglophone region demanded a separate state. But a united country was created, which the Anglophone region called a sham. Outcries continued over decades, but massive protests erupted in the year 2016 after Francophone judges were appointed in the English-speaking regions of the country. Now, the protesters also opposed the imposition of French in classrooms and as a default language for national tests. Clashes broke out between security forces and protesters, many of whom were imprisoned. In 2017, thousands of protesters took to the streets, waving blue and white flags for Ambazonia. Now, that year, the separatists declared independence, and since then, government forces and separatist groups have been locked in a deadly conflict. In addition to fighting within the country, separatists have now taken to aggressively threatening civilians and popular figures who do not appear to be supporting their secessionist agenda, making apolitical popular artists like Libianca a target. Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison LaGrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global south. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.